Guys, sorry for the delay. We are here to do the October read. For those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. This is for Scorpio. And we're going to wait for a few people to connect. For those of you who don't know, I'm Yildiz from Yildiz Readings 5D. I have 2 new decks of cards, which I did use in the last read. I've connected my camera, so it's got a wide view at the moment. Now, I was automatically, due to scheduling, going to do Earth, Air, Fire, Water, but I don't want to let you guys down, so I'm going to persevere through these. There's a lot transforming on the scenes on my side of the fence. So, yes, it is temporary, one of which is now being in union. I do have 3 children I'm caring for, also running a full-time business. So I'm trying to organise daycare so I'm able to manage my workload. So the delay is due to such. We also do in Perth, Western Australia, we're moving into school holidays. So I've got family that's going to assist me with the care so that some of the schedule can be freed up as well. So if you're wanting to make a booking, a link is below. Now, the 2 decks I've got, and this one that I've been channeling from, which I think is beautiful, and the imagery is on the back. They're almost like little crystal balls. Okay, so we're going to pull the crowning energy. Now, the first thing that's coming through with you guys is a bit of silence. But the silence is almost you're seeing things and you're going to be moving into that energy more so. You're going to feel a bit funny by mid-month. You may feel a bit more yourself. Moving into the Scorpion moon, but it's also going to be you're at a deep assessment level. Now, the Libran moon that is affecting us at the moment, like we're doing this read obviously in September, moving into October. The moon energy is affecting people, and I do need to do a separate video twin flame update. And that's because there's been a lot of downloads, a lot of ways in which we're actually looking at situations. And really, really in deep reflection of assessing connections collectively. It's like how much you're putting in versus how much others are putting in. And I feel collectively, and especially connected to Scorpions, you guys are assessing give and take, the value in situations, where you're placing into. And you do need to really try and keep as grounded as possible when you're utilising your energy. Try and be very disconcerting when it comes to what to place your energy into. But I feel you guys really meditating into your life and what you're wanting to achieve. Other people around you, especially a connection, may not know. Yes. Now, I did have one thing that I'm trying to sort out with one of my clients. It was an interesting scenario, and look, unique things do come up. Telephone is telephone. Yes, if there's an issue with the way you're calling and you don't have a telephone and you're using an app, I need to be aware of that because I may not have that app and it may directly affect the connection. But if you have an issue with, you know, trying to get in contact with me, usually when you purchase a booking, it gives you all the information. So it tells you how to contact me, be it by email or if it's a telephone booking, you know, it gives you all the information. But if you have any dramas, just touch base with me. I'm very, very understanding, but at the same time, do understand that if there's been a glitch and you guys missed your booking, by me not charging you and rescheduling you, you're actually taking up spots of other clients, and that's costly on my side. So just try and touch base with me as soon as possible, especially with the time frame differences. It does become problematic. Now, for those of you who are cross-watching or Scorpions, you guys really are in your crown chakra, okay? Now, I'm channeling from these cards, so if I pick up on a particular image, I'll try and point it out to you and I'll guide you through the process. Now, what I'm picking here is you're rising above a situation, but it's like stagnancy, but it's not, okay? You are receptively feeling something. You're leaving something behind. Now, it can be your mindset. It can also be you're feeling connected to a previous situation. So you are protected. Now I'm seeing wings behind you, but I'm also seeing your crown chakra activated. And the Pisces energy is 12th house. So a lot of us are still holding that frequency. A lot of us also are coming to a place where we're having to rise ourselves out of toxic situations. Now, with your frequency, it's like you're getting so many downloads, and especially in October, you're going to find a lot of you guys, regardless of your sign, you're going to be really, really busy. Your eating is going to change as well, where you're needing to maybe have more fluid. But I'm feeling you're wanting to shake things up, and you're going to need to really gauge your energy frequency. But I see you sitting back and I see you assessing some scenarios going on in front of you. You're very receptive to seeing what people are saying versus what they're doing. And this card is about receptivity. So what I'm sensing is you need to be very cautious with your health. Now, your health is governed by not only, obviously, your environment, but it's like something is being cleared up. Something is becoming healthier, but it's due to a fact that it's a necessity. How do I put it? There's a few messages coming through here. They're quite, you're seeing through people's intentions. So regardless of what they're saying, what they're doing, you're picking up on something and you're really sensing it. And I feel, especially moving into the Scorpion moon, mid-month, I'm feeling as though you guys are going to be very receptive to what's going on before it's even happened. So you've got a hunch, but the hunch is more than that. It's almost like a psychic download you're going to be receiving, and you're going to be looking at the scenarios. Now, this is connected to consistency, okay, and it's in reverse. So there's something that isn't quite adding up, and you're trying to pull the pieces of the puzzle together. You're also gaining a relationship with your intuition where it had gone by the wayside. Somebody, something, or a direct scenario made you question your intuition. I do feel between now and the end of the year, there is going to be a lot of shifts within you guys. Now, coming down to where you're going, you're trying something at the moment, but you're very quiet, and I'm feeling a hermit mode energy. You're not in a lower frequency in a sense because you moved out of that, but it's very much a meditated state. To a degree, you may feel disconnected. You also may be rejecting certain groups where you just don't feel an alignment with these scenarios. So it's like you're rejecting it. But, you know, you've really got to pay attention to what's coming through for you at the moment, because all the things that, you know, when we talk about a divine path or am I on the correct path, the things that are directly put in front of you at the moment, and this is an interesting energy coming through, and, you know, especially moving into the first week, it's like there are some things coming in a sense of a test. But at the same time, try and keep yourself on track, because the other 3D scenarios in front of you are to get you to where you need to be. Now, some situation may not be able to be healed, but I'm not thinking this is connected to something you want to be healed. I feel it's more accepting people for who they are. And this doesn't have to be a romantic connection. I feel it's more, and this is your overall energy, it's more scenarios going on. You're accepting what they are. You're not needing to fix other people. You're really just checking yourself, but you're seeing from where people are coming from. And I don't know why. There's something sitting on the bench, and I keep hearing Skittles. It might be a message for someone that this person eats Skittles, or they're not really making much sense. Some of you might be having some time off work, but I feel this is more through a choice. There is a lot of communication when it comes to work as well. So I'm feeling potentially, for those of you who aren't working, there's networking going on, and it's going to be to a benefit. There's also more a vibration of you needing to have a job domain that is tranquil and in alignment with you. So if you're feeling somehow your job is out of alignment of who you are, and you're shifting in a different direction, it can be a natural transitional state that you take. But I'm feeling as though you're wanting the 4-leaf clover. You're wanting some luck to bear some fruits in this situation. Again, I am feeling there's a potential for a holiday, and this has been coming up for a lot of people, especially my clientele. Some of you might be tuning into, gee, I'm really needing a holiday, and it might not have been even if you were working. It just feels you need a holiday from drama, a holiday from potential ascension symptoms, a shake up and a shift, and just doing something that is more natural and organic. Something that feels it's giving you some space and healing time. I'm also seeing an anniversary come up for someone. This could be a birthday. It could be a wedding anniversary. This could be a person who's passed over. Their energy is around you at the moment, but it's like a date. A particular date is coming up. You're really, really deep in reflection. I do feel, you know, when it comes to you've had to take a role on that has been a very masculine frequency. So it might be that you're a boss in your own work. It may be that you want to actually manage your job. But I'm also feeling, yeah, I'm really feeling you guys are needing to branch out. Now, you've got to follow your intuition when it comes to this. I'm also seeing a fetus on the card. Now, this can mean two things. It can be there are children and there are work-related dynamics where you're directly working with children. That it looks like there's a child on the corner of the card. Okay. But again, it can be a new beginning in a different area, a new beginning with something to do with work, something in its early stages, but really ready to actually bring it to fruition, bring it to its, you know, really putting the work in to bring this off the ground. But you're wanting to be your own boss for many of you. Some of you that are scared and you're still stuck in a certain domain, I'm feeling as though that energy is shifting. But there's a lot of balance going on in this scenario. You're wanting this transformation. Yeah, look, if there is a situation on the work front that you're really not liking, you've got this card in reverse and it's tolerance. It's like it's becoming agitational. You could be a little bit irritable and needing a holiday, and it can be that your work's going fine. It's just you've reached that threshold, and it is due to the Libra moon. So there can be clashes of understanding. You know, you're clearly communicating, but I just keep feeling your energy very quiet, very, very reflective, very much absorbing the information that's coming towards you. And, you know, most of the reads that are coming through have a lot of purple in them at the moment. And so a lot of heart healing, a lot of purple for clearing old frequency. So it may be that you need amethyst around you. And again, psychically speaking, I feel you guys are getting a lot of downloads. Your family domain, there's a lot of healing going on in that area. There's also a balancing coming through with those situations. Whatever the situation is, now some of you might be on the fence connected to a connection. You've got family, okay, and there's peace. You're going to be crystal clear about something. For those of you who are on the fence, I feel it's going to be crystal clear. Can this be healed? Can't it? Again, I'm feeling a delay due to something that is resolving on the family front. There is direct room for movement, so don't feel that this situation can't be healed. But, you know, some of you are waiting for a reconnection or deciding whether to or whether to not. But there is healing going on with your, again, this can be child. I don't feel it's childhood wounds. I just feel in general, there are people around you in your tribe that you're dealing with, and there feels like there is a rectifying of the foundation. It's shifting and changing. And again, I keep hearing there's a holiday, a bit of time out from work or a bit of time out from doing something, or more energy put into one area, i.e. family, tribe, kids, etc. can be your mother, your father, but the energy being put into one particular area. And it might be that you're micromanaging yourself and saying, hey, I'm not achieving enough. I'm feeling like I'm spreading myself like butter. You might also feel very clouded with your thoughts. It is very normal. You know, if you're having a lot of crown chakra activation, plus we had the Pisces moon, now we're moving into a frequency of the Libran energy with the balance. It can get to a point with the Neptunian energy that you're feeling quite distorted in your thoughts, very clouded in your thoughts. But, you know, as long as you keep drinking your fluid, try and jot down what you need to do and achieve and tick it off each step of the way. So try and have an action plan to achieve those targets, and it's going to keep you balanced in the first few weeks. You're going to have strength by mid-month. So I'm going to pull a clarify into what the unseen is for you guys, but it does feel as though there could be an ending of something and a new beginning, because even when I picked up the card and I looked at the camera, it almost looked like a skull. You can see the eye there, okay? This can be to do with the Leo energy, but again, I'm feeling more strength, and this has been coming up even this morning, so this could even be connected to collective energy. Strength in a sense of dealing with potentially people that don't have the same mindset as you. Strength through making a decision as to what you want. Could be also to do what you're committed towards and what you're not. Having the strength to move through that, and really maybe having some light bulb moments. What's home to you? This could be your physical home. This could be a direct connection, the faithfulness. And what you're going to do with that. But I feel it's more in general, with all of these dynamics going on, you're getting very tired of things, and there's great meditation going on, and you're kind of feeling like, okay, I'm hearing you're ready to pounce. Now, pounce on an offer, pounce moving forward. But I think you're getting hunches. You're really getting these hunches that something is changing. Now, the first card in your romantic domain is divine guidance. Now, again, especially with all the purple coming through, there is a guide that's trying to help you. Now, these signs and synchronicities, you know, some of us do get to a state where we see them and we're like, yeah, Houston, I've heard. I understand what you're saying, and I'm tired of seeing the signs and synchronicities. It's a different sign. I feel it's more your navigation system. I did more research into bees this morning. A lot of you guys might be seeing different insects. Now, the one thing that has been coming up a lot is the ladybugs, which is connected to transformation. The other thing that's been coming up has been spiders. A lot of the messages with the insect and animal totems that I've been seeing is saying, you know, keep doing the work on the things you need to, you know, achieve the targets, finalize those targets, because they're helping you move forward. Especially with bees, yes, it's tribe mentality, but it's getting in, getting things done. You're going to feel tired by the evening, but I am feeling some of you you're going to have to pace your energy. It's going to be a very, very busy month. Transformation is at hand within your connection. Now, again, I am seeing on the other side of the fence, your partnership or love interest, there is healing happening. They're digging through the murky waters of their life, and it does feel like they're really guided. Now, the number 3 can be very relevant. It's an ending and a new beginning. It's also, I'm seeing a lot of owl totem coming up, which again is connected to nighttime, but it's also the frequency of transformation happening overnight. But I'm also feeling they're hunting you out. They're hunting out what's going on with them and what to do from here. It's keeping them up at night. They're quite unsure about how to actually deal with this situation. Through this process, I do feel it's healing them. But I do feel they feel quite overwhelmed. I'm not feeling overwhelmed to a point of I can't achieve. They just feel in the past they've been their own worst enemy. They're watching you quite closely. however that be. This could be directly in, you know, by social media, or if you're with them, they're just observing your body language. They're trying to avoid misfortune, so they're cautiously proceeding forward. They're also gauging what they need to do and how to communicate with you. This can be via text message, it can be via email, via SMS. It just feels like, how do I communicate? How do I approach this situation without being under attack? Like they're cautiously looking at this scenario. Now, at the heart of the situation, both of you are doing a lot of self-care on yourselves, okay? But they're also realizing that you've had to really look after yourself, and you're protecting yourself. You're trying to rise above situations. And again, both your guides are really helping both of you upgrade, helping both of you change and transform. Again, I'm seeing a skull. Looks like there's an angel in the middle. I'll see if I can get it. So the angel in the middle, which is about there, right? Now, where's the angle where I'm seeing the skull? Here is the skull. I don't know if you can see it on the angle. Let's see if we can. I'm seeing a male and a female energy in this card. Both stand in between the angel or the ascended master and looking at each other, but it's like the energy coming through is healing both energies. But it's like the mirror effect in the scenario is that, you know, you're looking at the connection and you're like, what would we need to shift in order to balance this situation out? I feel both of you are in a meditated state right now. You're deeply thinking about each other. Even if you are together, you're deeply thinking about each other, but you're meditating. It can be very nostalgic of the past, nostalgic of the better days. Even if there's been a pause in the journey and it took a different road, reflecting back on the old situations. Scorpio, I feel you guys are quite focused on what's going to bring you spiritual fulfillment. You're also, again, I am feeling a family-related dynamic, okay, with all the red hair. I'm feeling you feel like the glue that is holding it all together. This can be at an emotional level, you know, in your own life. It can also be to the point where, you know, you're assessing whether to invest any further or not. Try not to hold too tightly onto a belief of finances. But again, with your receptivity of what you're hearing versus what you're seeing and the peace you're trying to create, the work you're doing in your life and all connected to this connection, your mindset is, you know, I'm trying to create this stability for the future. It's really, really asking you to sit and meditate. There's a feather coming off the right of the card, and this card does remind me of the, where is it? It's in the tarot. A point where you know there's going to be no turning back. So you really, really being quite decisive about what you're putting out into the ethers, what you're going to do with this direct connection and your road forward. You're about to make a major decision in your life, and I feel you're not happy that you have these burdens on your shoulders at the moment, or about, it could even potentially be about the stress in the past. But you're doing a lot of work. Now, you know, at the heart of the read, this divine guidance you're getting, I feel you're going to have an aha moment. I also am seeing that this is waiting for you. Now, when I say this is waiting for you, I feel both of you are undergoing a very personal process. Whatever this temporary personal process is, the outcome is complete connection. I'm not feeling it to be negative. I feel it to be very positive. Your love interest's energy is being very critical of themselves at the moment. They know that this change has to come due to a past tense situation that wasn't filled with integrity. They know that they've been their own worst enemy. This could, they know there's a cause and effect. They're like, it's not rocket science. They understand this aspect. This could be at a financial level, a spiritual or romantic level, something personal going on with them. Can even be something that they experienced in childhood that they had a belief of, and it's transforming them. What's going on with you? Are we still all awake in here? You're questioning what your purpose is. You're trying to find a deeper meaning and a purpose for all of this transformation. I'm hearing you're a lover, not a fighter, okay? That you really want, the purpose of this is for the connection. So whatever you're trying to transform, patiently wait for, sense, intuitively feel, it's because in the bigger purpose of it, you want this connection to be stable. You want the foundation to be working. It's affecting your creativity though, you know, and your feeling hasn't reached its cycle, but I feel this is more. And this is why I'm saying to you guys, with prosperity, in a chakra manner, don't get scared if you have tower moments. Tower moments bring the foundation down because potentially it was faulty. Then you build the foundation in a correct way. I feel this could be an aftermath of a situation, but this is a long time ago. It's not most recent, although potentially there could be something that triggers you, but I'm feeling it's more to do with the past tense scenario, a belief, a blockage, even in your ability to manifest. Now, when it comes to this manifestation, your lower chakras, when you're focusing on finances so heavily, it is theoretically lack mentality. Hi, love. Then you've got creativity in reverse, which again can affect manifestation, right? The purpose is to understand anything that is meant to be yours will always come to you. If you're looking at it very 3D, we need to do this, we need to do that. Yes, okay, we need to on a 3D be present. But I'm feeling this is more a mindset situation going on, even if there is a direct 3D situation happening. Your clarification card is priorities in reverse. Now, I read the card. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. You're really dealing with something you're not liking. You might need to feel that vibration and be in that vibration just for a little bit. You might have been in the vibration for a while, but it's reaching a point where it's going to no longer be in you, which is good. Okay, so your priorities in reverse. You're like, okay, I'm spreading myself so fine. I'm emotionally regressing back and looking at these scenarios. I know I want the foundation to be whole so I can reach this, you know, point where I can have this beautiful connection. I feel you guys, look, aquamarine. Now, this card's in reverse. So 2 messages I'm getting is the connection still here. There's things you're working through. Be it you're there on the 3D or not. This connection's still being worked on. You both are doing selfhood very temporarily to look at two direct situations. I'm also seeing that there is something that you don't want to let go of. And I do see a bee in this card quite slightly where my fingernail is. It's like a golden bee. It's helping your energy come up where you're needing to let go of something. Let's find out what this is. What is this energy that needs to be released? Okay, your beliefs of what commitments are, okay? There is a healing going on in a sense of what you believe commitments are. I feel you guys have got cross wires at the moment. Again, and it's not that you're not going to have the commitment and the commitment's not there. You might be in two minds about what to commit to. Again, because we have the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, we're being pulled left and right to balance all these scenarios out. But it's like you're not being released from it, but you're unsure left or right. You don't quite know what to believe. I do feel by the time you reach the Scorpio moon, I feel you're going to have more clarity about what to do. But I do feel this is a temporary energy you're moving through, but it is spiritually healing you at the same time. It's affecting the peace in your life. You know, it might be your mind and the way you're talking and the way you're feeling, and you're tired of certain frequencies. I feel your love interest energy is very afraid right now. Now, they've got this card in reverse, and you did have peacefulness in reverse as well. Willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Now, that's interesting. Many moons ago, if I had heard that, I would have been like, yeah, I understand that. We do things because we choose to do it, not because of another person's actions. It's physical choice. I feel they're scared because they want to know the outcome before they've done the work. But again, I am feeling this is shifting. This is what's coming up in them in order to shift that perspective and perception. For you, so bizarre. Peacefulness. You recognize the balance, kindness, and love brings calmness to your soul. Again, at the beginning of the year, I said that we would need to learn to be like Buddhist monks. And through the process I've had this year, although I haven't had a great deal of presence on YouTube because I've been going through massive transformations, the one thing I realized is peacefulness comes from within. And it's something you have to own, right? You recognize that balance, which is connected to you. You can have a storm brewing outside and you can look at the reality of the situation and understand why. Kindness, again, is a physical choice. If a person's not being kind to you, the mirror goes back to them. It's something going on with them. Love just is, okay? Calmness comes from your soul. We can have an uneasy situation and it will make us feel away, but that is a blockage within us, okay? Both of you are healing this energy, this dis-ease that is going on. It doesn't mean to say that something on the 3D isn't occurring. I'm not saying that at all. But your perspective is shifting to a point where not one energy will define you because you are seeking that inside yourself, not outside of you. And this is why the energy at the heart of the read is coming through as The purpose of this is to get to that point, and then the scales are balanced. For us to have that scenario in this world, we would do the same thing every day, all of us. That's not attainable. That's not. We can't appreciate the light without the dark. We just can't. It's a reality. If you had the same thing every day, and I worked in a nursing home, and I'll give you an example. I would have clients that needed to be fed. And again, you have to look at the integrity, and you've got to understand that for a person, that makes them feel part of their power as well. So when you're working with a human being, you need to take these situations into account. Now, my observation and assessment of that was this person has been eating the same food over and over again. Now, with the swallowing impairment, it gets to a vitamized level. And there are certain things that you can vitamize, and there's certain things you can't. And I know sausage meat is something you can't vitamize. It's so claggy, and it can affect the swallowing of the person. So they would have very similar meals vitamized regularly, and the same crap would be put on that meal. And it was like looking at meat, vegetable, potato, and gravy. And one day they had fish and chips, and they had like a white sauce. And the lady was going to put gravy on it. I went, don't you dare put gravy on that food. Don't. I want some of that. And she placed it on there, and the light in this person's eyes was there's something else. You know, it's something as simple as that. If you were to live a same vibration every day, there's no purpose. Purpose. We need purpose, right? Your purpose does not come from another person. Your purpose comes from inside yourself. Then you have value in you, and you have something to offer. That is the prosperity, okay? That's the wealth of knowledge, and you know, you've got the vibration to give. So when you're looking at this person's healing, you've been there yourself. Yes, you may have done more work, but your prosperity is in your knowledge and understanding that foundations cannot be stable unless A, the person is open, right? And they have done the work. You still have to remain being you. You can be with a person who is still healing, right? But if you still are healing and you have a wall up where you feel, what if this person's going to hurt me? In fact, your foundation, right, red foundation, base chakra, is not ready for that. So you would be setting yourself up for disaster. So there's something in a foundational related dynamic that's being looked at for healing, where your priorities are. It's like, it's okay. You don't have to be the masculine, okay? You don't have to be. You need both masculine and feminine in your life. You will come to a place where you will look at this, and it does feel like for you guys it's been going on for God knows how long, okay? And it almost looks like bat wings, like, you know, you've been plowing through in life. Whatever this is that's been going on a long time, and you're like, is this ever going to change? Yes, it's going to change, okay? While we're going in that circular motion, we're going through the 7 stages of healing, which is through the egoic eye. We're healing. You'll get a headache. You will, because you're thinking on it. But your priorities have shifted, and that's okay. The purpose is it will be for a purpose. Don't think everything you're doing isn't. It's for the foundation. Your foundation being stable and you being strong, because you've got strength there as well. The unseen. This could be some of you who haven't seen this person. Being strong, being home to yourself, being faithful to you. Because if you have the energy of having all, you've created your foundation, you've got your home, you're in home, you're at home in your life, you have purpose. You have a wealth of things to offer. You have nothing to lose. Nobody can take those things from you because you have created those energies inside your life. I had a friend one time that opened a business, and she's spiritual. This was 2 years ago. I think, no, it was last year. Forgive me. It was last year. And the woman was eating off of her energy, her ideas, and she ran with it. And initially, it was supposed to be a joint venture. It then went to this woman took her ideas and just ran with it, where it became like she was owning the business instead of they were working together. And she got very angry. She said, she stole my ideas. And I said, but she's going to run out of those ideas because they're not hers. And yes, there's a lesson, but it's also, it seems crazy to even say this. What would the word be? It's a compliment in a narky way, because someone has admired your idea, could not be creative within their own frequency, that they have taken it from another individual and ran with it, but that idea is going to run out and then they're going to have to come back to themselves. So that idea then ended where the contract ended, it ended. Those ideas ended. Whereas you, as a co-creator in your life, can take that energy with you still. So all of your foundational work you've done has not been for a waste. And it's preparing you for this moment. So I feel you need to, you are so close in your energy with this transformation, but you're not giving yourself enough credit. You're wondering why the heck you've been going through the ringer. Why have I been going through the ringer? When is this going to come to a balance? It is coming to a balance, but you'll find this balance will come when you're at peace with the whole situation, and you'll feel quite strange. Now, some of you at a very separate level, you know, TF, for instance, I need to do an energy read on that later. And there are some things going on with that connection too. Any questions while I'm here cleaning up? Oh, that'd be right. Hi. The more you upgrade and the more you understand, it's like a magnet. So everything you're physically doing right now, I mean, I remember sitting there thinking, okay, if I am what I vibrate, why am I not attracting what I'm thinking? And why am I not doing that? Because I obviously wasn't, because that was not that, you know, the whole notion fake it till you make it is not relevant. It's really not. It's until you've got to that vibration, you won't attract that vibration. You can't fake it. And it's also be gentle with yourself and don't be angry that you haven't reached a point if you haven't reached a point. And if the work comes up, you do the work in that area. This person of what they're going through, yes, you have to be honest with yourself. You're reaching a point where you're understanding something very unique about yourself, Scorpio. You're in your crown chakra. There's so many purple. Okay? Yes, it is, stuff. You've got more strength. And I wrote a post this morning, and it was about adversity, and it was on my Facebook page. I did share it to my psychic page on Facebook. The information is below if you wish to follow. Now, on that, you know, adversity, you think, and this is the frequency at the moment, like people are going through either spiritual adversity or 3D adversity. And you're like, even when it comes to spiritual connections, similar energy, when you're going through that, you're thinking, I don't want this. I don't want all this adversity. I don't want all this energy where it's just arduous all the time. It's like hitting your head against a wall. Again, use the list technique, which I'm now applying to my own life because it's the only way we're going to get things done. Use the list and tick off. Focus on one only. Tick off. And that can be spiritually, emotionally, physically, or connected to a scenario. Keep plowing through. When you do reach the point you've completed it, you will always look back and say, how on earth did I achieve that? You will find the strength, even if you don't want to. It will just happen. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. But at the moment, collectively, you may feel disconnected from some people, very connected to others. Also, if you've done a lot of healing, a lot of you are going to feel like, where are all these codependent people coming from? Where are all these triggered people coming from? Why are people needing on me? And a lot of the weighing of the scales and saying, what you're giving me versus what I'm getting, it's out of balance here. So it's an assessment time. But that energy is going to shift once we reach the Aries moon, and it's going to be what can you do about it? And even when you do look at the frequency of the Pisces moon we've just had, moving into the Aries energy by October, and this is for October, this frequency, Chiron was in Pisces. It's almost the two sides of the coin of the healing we've done, but some on the collective will be doing it different to us. So some on the collective that are healing at the moment, unfortunately, are where we were in 2016-17. And some are still very, very codependent. And it will frustrate you, okay? Yeah, it has been very very interesting energy. I mean, I'm the most patient pea in the pie, I'm telling you. And Andrew's friends with me on Facebook. I got very frustrated yesterday. It was, and like I say, I am the most patient, positive. I can go hell and high water. I have been to hell and back in my life, and I know there's always someone worse. But the energy that was coming, and like I'm at the 26th now. So for you guys on the 25th, you're going to be feeling this frequency. You will be feeling it hardcore. People, you can cope with so much more. But it doesn't mean to say you have to. And yes, potentially half the time, the universe sends you what you can cope with. And it's interesting because with the Aries frequency, Aries is connected to Mars. Courage, confidence, enthusiasm, honesty, strength. Hot-tempered, you know, in the lower frequency, you get hot-tempered, you get moody, impulsive, and aggressive. There's the potential for October. But we're moving in the Libra into the Aries energy. So it's, for those of you who have done the work, you're already sensing it. You're seeing it on the collective. You know, they're experiencing it, and you're like, hey, back off. But I did have a lot coming at me yesterday. I was like, this is ridiculous. Some of you could be experiencing trying to cram in a year's worth of work into 2 weeks. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, I had people that were at a very low frequency, falling off the wagon, you know, really, really depressed. I had issues with schools and teens and kids, and it was at me. And I was like, wow. I mean, ask a girl, she'll tell you. She'll be like, I mean, I should be bald by now, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I'll sniff my Reiki incense. That'll help me. It smells so pretty. Any questions for those of you in the feed? And look, like I said, I was just going to do earth, air, fire, water, and I didn't want you guys to shoot me, so I'm persevering through. We'll get them when we get them. But once I do have the balance on the work front, when it does come to TF's kids being at daycare and things like that sorted, and look, the notes being in Cancer and Capricorn, all of us collectively are dealing with home, family, work, balance, ending chapters, ascension symptoms. Okay, can you tell me why my ex, who recently reached out to reconcile, won't communicate daily? Step back, because they're actually not ready yet. You can't go from one connection to another. You can't. It doesn't work, and you wouldn't want them yet. Let them deal with the healing. If you jump into one connection and to the other, you literally are avoiding your healing, and you're then, as soon as they're trying to, they'll start projecting at you. They need to at least have a couple of weeks to months, easy. They're not playing games. They legitimately want it, but while you're spiritually healing, they'll be super keen and running forward, and then they're like, oh, shit. Excuse my French. Oh, sugar. And it's natural. So just have compassion for them, understand, get your energy grounded. Don't freak out that it's not what it's so. It is. And when they are spiritually ready, they will move towards you. It's not playing games. It's fair-based frequency. If they're still resolving a ending, you don't want that mess. Allow it to come in when it's naturally ready to. Did I get a phone call from someone that triggered you? Oh, look, I've had a lot of phone calls from Europe wanting to know when my father's funeral is. I cannot tell. I do not like phone calls at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah. Don't even worry whether they are entertaining someone else or aren't. While you're not together, that's their issue. I don't look. You guys need to understand, if you've left someone, you don't need to be with the person to be entertaining them, because if you're healing, you don't even need to be with that person. Think of a breakup you've gone through. You could have really disliked them. It's still healing. We do become a bit too judgmental because it's happened to us. It's happened to us. And then we don't stop and go, wow, what was my process? Okay, was I hurt? It's very hard to have a very balanced connection when you haven't given yourself the love to just go, okay, how do I feel about this? Am I scared being alone? Am I not scared by being alone? Am I going to be okay financially? Am I going to be okay emotionally? How did that person treat me in the past? You know, there's a lot that goes into healing, and the masculines are doing it. Males collectively are doing things in a very short space of time. But I did not trigger by someone who came here. You are saying this. Anyway, I will be back shortly. I've got to check the time. I also will be on tonight, which will be America time tomorrow morning. So it'll probably be around 9 p.m., which will be 9 a.m. If I can, I'll get here earlier, and I will do another 2, and I might even do a TF read shortly. Trust me, when you are in alignment, your twin will get into alignment and you will not know that person, and that will trigger you more. And I will do a video separate because this is for collective energy of Scorpios. This isn't about twin flames. This is general energy for Scorpions. But I'll do the twin flame energy separate. Okay? Love and light, guys. I'll see you soon.